forget about it. Forget about it. It ain't happening this year. If you think that the Eagles are going to give up big fourth quarter leads, you're crazy. Because this year, we can run it down your throat.
Still the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. Everybody, no King Ding back here, and I hope everybody having a great day, a great weekend. I hope you're double moonwalking ass here and double moonwalking some ass there. I hope it's just a great day. Now, the Eagles, our Eagles, were back at practice today. They were off yesterday, back at practice today, and I'm just going to jump in to the biggest news of the day, the thing that we're probably all thinking about, all holding our breath about, all concerned about, and that is Kamu Grugier-Hill got hurt today. He was carted off after limping off. It looks like it's a leg or knee or something like that. We don't know how bad it is. They were going to evaluate him. I've heard nothing. Now, I waited like 3-4 hours to do this video because I was just hoping something would leak out on him, you know, and so far we heard nothing. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I guess if it was like, you know, an ACL right away, maybe it would have leaked out quicker. So hopefully it's nothing serious. We have to hold our breath. Now, the reason that I worry about this is he has been our best linebacker during training camp. Bradham has not practiced because he had surgery on the toe, so he's still coming back. But Kamu Grugier-Hill has been fantastic. He has been fantastic. And I'll be honest, I love the kid. I love the kid last year when he said the Cowboys always choke. And then they go to the playoffs, and what do? Against the Rams. So, you know what? I love the kid, and you know, and when he said that, he went into that game and he backed it up. He had a great game, and he's gotten better every year. He's been a standout on special teams, and I think that he was primed for a big year this year. It's a contract year for him, and we gotta hope that he's okay. We gotta hope he's okay because I think this would be a big loss for us, because he's been so good in training camp so far. So we gotta hold our breath, and you know, hopefully he'll be okay. And we'll see. Tomorrow the Eagles have a late practice. It's the public open practice. So hopefully we'll find out something, and then I can update you when I hear something. But hopefully we avoid another situation, you know, and something serious. We've already dealt with the Miles Sanders situation, that scare, which turned out to be okay. Then we had Cravion LeBlanc report yesterday about the Liz Frank. He may be out to November. We're holding our breath with that it'll be actually in September. And then now this. So this is what happens. It's football. It's going to happen. But hopefully Grugier-Hill will be okay. Yesterday, we know the Eagles signed Jonathan Cyprien. And while he made his debut today with the Eagles at practice, he's wearing number 41. He came right in. He was automatically put on second string. And he went out and he produced and played great. Apparently, he was in the backfield. He hit Scott a couple times. He hit Josh Adams a couple times. He was all over the place, made even a couple pass breakups. And if he's healthy, okay, if he's coming back and he's healthy and he can go like this is a steal for the Eagles because he's going to battle with Sendejo and Countess for that backup safety role. And if he can win it, I would like it. I would love it. I was a big Cyprien fan coming out of college. I wanted him. He went a lot earlier in the second round than I thought. And right now, it was a great debut for him. He came in, made plays, and I think that this could be a total steal, a totally underrated signing by Howie Roseman, and we'll see. But Jonathan Cyprien, first day at practice, very, very good sign. Now, one thing you know about training camp, you know, it's hot, it's grueling. You're going after the same guy every day. You're battling and battling. That's why a lot of times teams like to do, you know, joint practices with other teams and that kind of thing. And, you know, it can get a little chippy. And it did today. Sharif Miller, Casey Tucker, the offensive lineman, they went at it. They got in a little, little double moonwalking action. It got broken up pretty quick, but hey, you know what? That happens. I want my guys nasty when they get into week 1. I want them ready to double moonwalk somebody's ass because they have all this vent up frustration from training camp. So, hey, I have no problem with it, but I just thought I'd mention that they were going at it. They were battling. First fight of training camp took place. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Buddy Ryan used to love it. I love it too. Who cares? But anyways, Shreve Miller, I really haven't heard that much about this training camp. He's a rookie, so I'm not sweating it too much. So as far as the North Dakota Assassin went today, it was a pretty light day for him. This was a practice that they really focused heavy on the running game. They ran the ball a lot today, a lot. But the throws that Carson did have to make, he was very accurate from what I heard. He was very on point. He hit Deshaun Jackson on a 50-yard pass in stride between 2 defenders at one point. Hit J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in the end zone. And Carson looked really good. He had a really strong day, but it wasn't a heavy day for the quarterbacks. They didn't have to throw a whole bunch because they were really focusing on the running game. Now, after practice, during the press conference, they were talking to Doug Pederson, and they asked if Carson's going to play week 1 of the preseason. He says he hasn't made up his decision yet. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, if it was me and I was Doug Pederson, I would probably not play Carson Wentz week 1 of the preseason. I would keep him out. And then I would play him the first quarter of week 2 of the preseason. Then I'd let him play a half week 3 of the preseason. Then I'd let him sit week 4. If you're going to play him week 1, you're only going to play him like 1 series, maybe 2 series. But I say don't even worry about it. Just keep him out. Make sure he's healthy, and let him play a first quarter. Let him play a first quarter week 2, and then let him play a half week 3, and then sit him for week 4. That's how I would go about it. But Doug says he hasn't made a decision yet, so we'll have to keep an eye out. But like I said, light day for the quarterbacks overall. It was a day for the running backs and the running game, and this is so important for the Eagles. This was one of the things that this team had to get better at this year. You know, I talked about this in the offseason, going into the offseason, where the Eagles had to get a running game and they had to get a deep threat on the outside. They addressed both situations. You think about the Carolina game. Think about the Tennessee game. Think about some of these games where the Eagles are up big in the fourth quarter and they couldn't close teams out. They couldn't close teams out because they didn't have a great running game. Remember in 2017, this is where LeGarrette Blount really paid off. I mean, he had some of his big games all came in the fourth quarter because we needed to kill 6 minutes off the clock, 7 minutes off the clock. You think of that Chargers game specifically. That's something we did not have last year. This year we have it, and that's why I think that Jordan Howard will take on that LeGarrette Blount role. I think in the fourth quarter, you're going to see heavy doses of Jordan Howard. He's going to run the clock out, and that's what the Eagles want him to do, and he's the perfect guy for it, okay? He's the perfect guy, and I see Miles Sanders eventually, not early on, but like towards the end of the year, I see Miles Sanders maybe getting the most touches during game when it comes to receptions and running, you know, but in the fourth quarter, you go heavy Jordan Howard, who will be fresh, and just will be able to wear defenses down, and we'll be able to control the clock, and we will not be giving up leads like we did last year. It ain't happening this year. I'm telling you, I'm Paul Brady. Let's play some football now. Let's play. But the Eagles, they were focusing heavy on the run game today. And great news when it comes to Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, who hurt his ankle the other day or foot, came out of practice. He returned. He was full go, and he was fantastic. From what everybody said, he looked really, really good. Broke off some big runs. And I keep hearing one thing about Miles Sanders every practice. People say he has another gear. He has another gear that every back on this team does not have. Every one of them. And look, Sproles probably did have it, but I don't know at this point in his career he still does. Miles Sanders has that dynamic gear that a lot of these guys don't, and a lot of people are excited to see him play. Me too. And the fact that he's back at practice today, to me, that is a great thing, because I thought he was not going to play week 1 of the preseason because of the injury the other day. Turns out he's practicing. He's going to go week 1 preseason. I cannot wait. He's probably the guy I'm most excited to see play week 1 of the preseason. But he got a lot of work today. He got a lot of reps. Josh Adams got a ton of reps today. He got a ton of reps. And Josh Adams is playing great. He's playing fantastic. Now, I'll tell you something when it comes to Josh Adams. I think he has a real legitimate shot to be the last running back on the roster that the Eagles keep. Because, we talked a lot about Boston Scott and his ability on special teams. Well, it seems like the more time is going on, the less I'm hearing about his special teams capability. I'm hearing about other people, and not him. And now you have Darren Sproles returning. So you may not need Boston Scott on special teams this year. And I think Josh Adams could snag that last running back spot. They have been focusing. I talked about it earlier in the week. They want Josh Adams catching out of the backfield. And if they can teach him it, hey, look, he's got a chance to make this team. But he had a great, great day. No doubt about it. Jordan Howard. This was a practice made for Jordan Howard. A lot of running the ball. He got a lot of reps as well. And he had a really, really good day. The most people were saying basically after practice that Miles Sanders and Josh Adams really looked good and they stood out. Jordan Howard was right underneath them, and we know what we're going to get with Jordan Howard. I think he's the perfect running back for the Eagles, especially in the fourth quarter. And I love this running game. I think we have the deepest running back core in the National Football League, and definitely in the division. Okay, we may not have Saquon Barkley or Zeke Elliott. We don't have that guy. But when you look at the depth that we have with Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, Josh Adams, Darren Sproles, Corey Clement, even Smallwood. I mean, we got a lot of good running backs. It's going to be very interesting to see what the depth chart is going to look like and how many running backs they keep. I would not be surprised if they keep 5 running backs. I'm just saying. Or find a way to stash like Josh Adams or somebody like that, because it sounds like Josh Adams having a really strong camp, and that's very, very good. And, speaking of strong camps, I just want to mention this real quick. Carlton Agudosi had another great practice. He is really coming along. He's going to be somebody that I really want to watch. 6'6" wide receiver. Let's see what he does during preseason. It's going to be interesting. But, this team knows that they have to be able to run the ball, especially in the fourth quarter. I expect a more balanced team than we had last year. Now, look, the Eagles, Doug Pederson, they're always going to favor the pass. They're always going to. But I think when you look at the ratios, I think somewhere around 55-45, somewhere around there is where the Eagles need to be. 55 pass, 45 run. And, the timing of when you run the ball is important too. Like I said, when you have a lead in the fourth quarter, you need to be able to kill clock and run the ball. Eagles couldn't do that last year. They could do it in 2017. I think they're going to do it this year. But the running backs, by all accounts, had a big day. It was a practice for the running backs, and I'm very excited about it. So that's pretty much what happened at training camp today. The Eagles, like I said, they have their open practice, public practice tomorrow. It's late. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a video. It just depends on what time they get done. If I don't do one tomorrow night, with the training camp in the day, then I'll have one Monday morning, and then I'll have one Monday afternoon with that practice. But Eagles, back at practice, gotta love it. Let's hope Grugier-Hill is okay. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.